Hello everyone, this is Ashifa Anjum. Today I am going to start the course Getting Started with Python. The overview of today's session is: first, we will see the history of Python, then its features, strengths of Python, weaknesses of Python, time, and IDEs. Coming to the history of Python, it is designed by Guido van Rossum. The name Python was selected from the TV show The Complete Monty Python Circus. Yes, the Python name is selected from a TV show which was broadcasted in BBC from 1969 to 1974. Python was developed by Guido van Rossum in the year 1989 while working at National Research Institute at Netherlands. But officially Python was made available to public in the year 1991. The official date of birth of Python is February 20, 1991. He developed Python language by taking almost all features from different programming languages. Functional programming features from C language, object-oriented programming features from Java, scripting language features from Perl and Shell script, and modular programming from Modulo 3. It is an interpreted high-level programming language. It is very comfortable to use. Where previously it was not that popular. Slowly it overtaken Java programming language and it got popular in the year 2017. Now it is the #1 programming language. Python is recommended as first programming language for beginners. As it is very simple, so everyone recommends Python for beginners to learn. Now coming to the features of Python, first here I have mentioned only few features, but Python has many features. These are few important features of Python. The first one is simple. How is it simple? It is easy to learn and it has simple logic. When we read Python program, we can feel like reading English statements. The syntaxes are very simple and only 30 plus keywords are available. When compared to other languages, we can write programs with very less number of lines. That is why Python is called simple language. It has simple logic. Then the next feature is high level language. As Python is high level language, it is friendly to the programmer, and being a programmer, we are not required to concentrate on low level activities. What comes under these low level activities means memory management and security. When we take C language, we have to take care of memory while we are assigning some arrays or something like that. But whereas in Python, it's not required. Everything is taken considered with the language itself. So that is why Python is called as high level language. And Python is object oriented and procedure oriented. It has both the features, and the procedure oriented features are from the C language and object oriented features are taken from Java. The benefit of this procedure and object oriented features is we can get the both security and reusability of the programs or the logic or the functions in Python language. And next feature is dynamic. Python is called as dynamically typed language because in Python we are not required to declare type of variables. As you know, if we see C language and Java language, before running the program, we have to assign the type of the variable. That is, if you are taking a variable by name A, then you have to assign the type of the variable also, like int a equals to 10, float b equals to 10.4. But whereas in Python, it is not required. If you assign a equals to 10, it will take it as integer type. If you assign a equals to 1.4, it will take it as float type. That is why Python is called as dynamically typed language. Then the next feature is powerful. Why Python is called as powerful language? Because we can build complex logic with simple code. As Python is very powerful, Python is powerful because we can build a complex logic, a tough logic or a big logic with simple code. That is why Python is called as powerful. And then the next feature is productivity. The amount of code we generate is very less in Python. If you are writing a code for a program or for a problem in C, if it is of 100 lines of code, then the same program we can write in within 15 lines of code in Python. That is why the productivity is very high in Python language. This is the feature in Python. And the next one is elegant. What does this elegant means the code is very stylish. If we see it at the code, we can easily read it. It is easy. We can easily understand it. So Python is an elegant language. These are all the features, important features of Python. And next is the strength of Python. Why Python is the strength of Python is its library. Python has got a powerful library, and also it has many inbuilt modules, libraries, and third-party libraries. As a programmer, we can use this library directly, and we can implement the functionalities of the library without writing the lines of code, like 10 to 15 lines of code, 100 lines of code. We can reduce by using different libraries of Python. And the main important feature of Python is its third-party libraries. These third-party libraries are not available directly. We have to separately install them with proper domain. These libraries of Python are growing on hourly basis. Dynamically, they are growing on hourly basis, because when we see some of the languages, they will develop their or improve their or do modifications to their libraries or programming features after 15 days, 20 days, or 1 month by doing some research. But whereas Python, it's growing dynamically within hours, 1 hour, 2 hour, within hours, it is growing directly. The time of development of a software using a Python language is directly proportional to the size of the library. Not only in Python, in every language, the time of development of a software is directly proportional to the size of the library. The size of library in Python language is huge. That is why the time taken to develop a software is less. So Python is efficient to use. It makes the development very quick and easy. These are all the strengths of Python. Now we will see what are the weaknesses of Python. The main weakness of Python language is the speed of execution of a program. That is very less. The reason is because it is an interpreted language, so it is very slow. Whereas in other programming languages, we have compilers to uh, convert the language and to convert the code into the machine language. Whereas in Python, we have the interpreter takes care of that, and it converts the program into the machine language. That is why it is slow. It takes some time to do that. We can overcome this problem by implementing the powerful features of Python. We have already know what's the powerful feature of Python, that is its library. By using the library, we can overcome this speed of that speed of execution of the program. These are the weaknesses of Python. Now we will see what's the time. The time to develop of the software is really good. As we have already discussed previously, the time taken to develop the software is really good. The reason is because Python has got a powerful and huge library. By implementing the library, we can do our job within less time and in an effective manner. Then the next feature is, then the next one of time is the time to execute. That is not good, and this problem can be overcome through using the libraries of Python. Now, what is IDE? IDE is integrated deployment development environment. Integrated development environment is called IDE. It is a software tool which allows you to use a software while all necessary features. What comes under these features is we can edit, retrieve, save, compile, interpret, execute, debug everything at a single place under one environment, within an environment. And that is the purpose of these IDEs. We can write a code in that place, we can execute that, we can compile it, we can interpret that, we can change the code, everything we can do it. We can do under one environment, that is the IDE. Python has got many IDEs. Many means many IDEs, and these IDEs are categorized under 4 types. That are, for the first one is general IDEs, special IDEs for Python, browser-based IDEs, and cloud-based IDEs. Under general IDEs, Eclipse, Sublime Text, Atom, Visual Studio. These 4 IDEs come under general IDEs. These are the popular IDEs. We have many more IDEs under general IDEs category. Here are the special IDEs for Python: PyCharm, Spider, Tony, and IDLE. This IDE, Spider, is an industry standard IDE. Most of the industry people use this Spider IDE to do their job. And this IDLE is a default IDE where everyone use this basically for the learning purpose. If anyone is going to start doing or learning Python, everyone suggests them to use this IDLE IDE for programming or for learning purpose. And now we will see what are the browser-based IDEs. Jupyter Notebook, it is a browser-based IDE. Normally, all the Python files are saved by .py extension, but whereas the Jupyter Notebook browser-based IDE is saved with .pynb file extension. And cloud-based IDEs are Google Colab. When we are using this Google Colab, we are required with the network data. Without that, we cannot execute our program or save our program. So Google Colab is a cloud-based IDE, and for using this IDE, we need data network. So these all are the IDEs which are there in Python. If I want to suggest any IDEs, I will suggest IDLE, Spider, and Jupyter Notebook. So we can practice the Python programs under these 3 IDEs. If you're the beginner, then you go with IDLE. If you have already used IDLE, then go with Spider and Jupyter Notebook. And this is all for our today's session. So thanking you everyone. If you have any doubt, please comment us so that we can clarify your doubts. Thank you.